Nobody expected to see the Dallas Cowboys do this, so we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott claims Cowboys rookie is going to improve their offense immediately, and the NFL is not expecting it. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has explained why rookie Deuce Vaughn can have an immediate impact on the team. The Cowboys drafted Vaughn in the 6th round with the 212th overall pick in the NFL draft in April. He was one of 7 picks in April's draft, joining Mazi Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, DeMarvion Overshown, Viliami Fehoko, Eric Scott Jr., and Jalen Brooks. Vaughn is the son of Chris Vaughn, the chief scout for the Cowboys, and has worked with the franchise since 2017. The running back spent 3 years in college with Kansas State University before being drafted by the Cowboys. Prescott himself has experience of being a late rounder in the NFL draft. The 29-year-old was picked at number 135 in the 4th round back in 2016. The Cowboys QB has explained why he is looking forward to working alongside Vaughn in what will be the running back's rookie season in the NFL. Prescott went on to say that he thinks Vaughn is capable of making an instant impact with the team. That was one that you do get excited about when you see that story, Prescott said on Sports Radio 96.7 FM via the Dallas Morning News when asked about Vaughn. Understanding going into it, knowing who he was, knowing his dad, thinking how cool that would be if you could make that happen. I did pay attention enough that he was there in the 6th round or something. Was like, how is he still there? Seeing that reaction, just knowing how great of a guy Chris, who is the father, is. I'm excited about Deuce being in there. I think he's going to be a very talented player who can help us immediately. Prescott went on to reference his own experience of being a late rounder in the NFL draft. The Cowboys quarterback does not think that where players are selected in the draft necessarily has that much of an impact. I'm never too high or low in the draft, Prescott said. I went in the 4th round with the 135th pick. I've watched guys go undrafted, come in and run a locker room or be one of the best players on the team or in their position. I've watched the 1st round guys not live up to what they were picked to do, and so I don't put a lot into the draft. The Cowboys will have a preseason schedule that will see them play the Jacksonville Jaguars, Seattle Seahawks, and the Las Vegas Raiders in August. From there, work will begin for the Week 1 opener against the New York Giants on September 10th. The Dallas Cowboys are making their best impression of the movie Invincible, following their latest announcement on Twitter. Starring Mark Wahlberg, Invincible tells a very Disney-fied version of the real-life story of Vince Papale, who briefly played for the Philadelphia Eagles after spending time in the short-lived World Football League. In the movie, however, the Eagles outrageously hold open tryouts for everyone who wants to attend, and only one Philadelphia fan makes it, Papal. Well, the Cowboys might not be publicly looking for a tight end on social media, but they are seeking a strategic football analyst through social media. Specifically, it was recently hired Director of Strategic Football Operations John Park, who posted the tweet calling for strong analysts with clear eyes and full hearts. Park, who was hired earlier in June, is expected to bring a much-needed breath of fresh air into the team's analytics department. His previous stop with the Indianapolis Colts reached such importance that he was on the headset with then-head coach Frank Reich, helping out with the team's game day decision-making. While Park's exact assignments with the Cowboys remain unknown, he arrives with glowing reviews from the so-called nerds on social media. According to the job description posted by Park, Dallas is looking for someone who possesses a deep understanding of football analytics, excellent statistical analysis skills, the ability to communicate insights to non-technical stakeholders, and a keen eye for detail. Although looking for somebody through Twitter might sound crazy to those unfamiliar with the analytics community, considering there are a lot of really bright people consistently diving into numbers and coming up with all sorts of creative research studies and advancements in analytics. Many internet personalities in the space have gone on to work with NFL teams. The Cowboys also hired former Baltimore Ravens player personnel assistant Sarah Malapal to their analytics team. Clearly, it will be a point of emphasis that could show up even on game days. The second story is the Dallas Cowboys could move on from $10 million Pro Bowl star. Tony Pollard is slated to be the Dallas Cowboys lead back following the team's decision to release Ezekiel Elliott. But the playmaker faces an uncertain future in Big D beyond this season. The Cowboys used the franchise tag to retain Pollard, which gives the Pro Bowler a $10 million salary for 2023, a sizable amount of money for a running back in today's NFL. If Dallas is unable to sign Pollard to an extension, Pollard can hit free agency in 2024 unless the Cowboys once again use the tag. The Athletic's John Machota noted the Cowboys could opt to draft a new starting running back next offseason if the two sides cannot reach an agreement on a long-term deal. He's going to be given every opportunity to have a career year in 2023, Machota wrote on June 23, 2023. If Pollard, 26, played another position, he might be in line for the type of deal that averaged $12 million to $15 million for the next 4 or 5 years. But at running back, there's a chance that this year is the most Pollard will make during a single season in his career. Only 6 running backs average at least $10 million per season. If the Cowboys can't work out a long-term deal that works well for them, they will likely head into next year's draft looking to add a starting-caliber running back in one of the first few rounds. SpotRack projected Pollard's market value to be a 3-year, $27.1 million contract, but it is difficult to imagine the star landing this sort of deal given the declining value of running backs around the league. After moving off of Elliott's $90 million deal, the Cowboys are likely going to be cautious regarding the amount of future money they commit to running backs. It has been a challenging offseason for veteran running backs with stars like Elliott and Dalvin Cook getting released. Saquon Barkley is in a public battle with the Giants over his reluctance to play this season on the franchise tag. Dallas could benefit from signing Pollard to a contract extension this offseason, as it would likely lower the star's cap hit for 2023. This could allow the Cowboys to make another significant addition by signing an available veteran ahead of training camp. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported that the Cowboys will likely explore signing Pollard to an extension by the July 17th deadline. He's in a situation, I'm told, where he's looking at this as a win-win because he signed his franchise tag tender at the $10.1 million clip, Fowler explained during a June 18th edition of SportsCenter via Bleacher Report's Tyler Conway. He's injured, coming off ankle surgery, so he's got that security regardless. But if the Cowboys want to step up and try to do a long-term deal, he's certainly open to that. Nothing moving on that yet, but there's a lot of time before that July 17th deadline. Certainly both sides are expected to reconvene and talk about a potential long-term deal. The Cowboys would love to get his cap hit down a little bit so they could sign some other players. Ezekiel Elliott has yet to find his next step after being released by the Dallas Cowboys in March. But a move could be coming soon. It seems equally likely that Elliott would return to Dallas as he would sign with a new NFL team. Elliott's release didn't come as a surprise because cutting him saved the Cowboys $10.9 million in cap space. But the ensuing saga has been captivating because figuring out where Zeke is headed next has been a major source of speculation. NFL Network's Mike Garafolo updated the speculation on the June 21st episode of NFL Total Access, suggesting that a return to Dallas wasn't out of the question for Elliott. I remember Jerry Jones leaving the door open to a potential return to Dallas for Ezekiel Elliott, and Mike McCarthy was recently asked about Zeke's release and he called it, quote, caponomics, meaning it had more to do with the financials than what they think of Ezekiel Elliott as a running back, Garafolo said. Dallas still believes that he's got football left. Now, he's not going to be the lead back there, obviously, if he does return there. And there's not really a bunch of teams beating down his door to give him a lot of money. If teams aren't pursuing his signature, then Elliott's likelihood of rejoining the Cowboys only goes up. While Garafolo is saying that teams aren't looking to pay Zeke, CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin wrote that Elliott would be a good fit heading north to play for the New England Patriots. New England has young Ramondre Stevenson as a potential offensive focal point, but after cutting the injury-riddled James Robinson before he could even make his Patriots debut, they could use proven insurance, Benjamin wrote in a story published June 19th. Elliott may be past his full-time days, but as a pass blocker and short-term rotational piece, he'd fit right into a typically crowded Bill Belichick backfield. The third story is Cowboys could be making a potential huge trade. Regardless of what irrational fans or loud-talking media members might say or want, the Dallas Cowboys won't be getting rid of quarterback Dak Prescott anytime soon. But his backup, Cooper Rush, has proven his value as a signal caller in impressive fashion and could have entered the unofficial trade rumor waters as a result. Rush has played sparingly during his 5-year NFL career, starting just 6 games and appearing in 19. But in 5 of those starts that came last season, Rush posted a 4-1 record while passing for 1,051 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Dating back to his first career start in a 2021 Halloween win against the Minnesota Vikings, Rush is 5-1 as a starter. As a result, one media outlet thinks the Cowboys could look to capitalize with a quarterback-needy team and get an investment in return since Rush's value is high due to his proven winning ability and solid passing display. The Las Vegas Raiders could certainly qualify, as Heavy Sports recently presented the idea of a Rush to Raiders trade. Newly signed quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo continues to deal with the pains of a surgically repaired foot that is leaving his status for Week 1 in doubt. Rush has stepped in before and could be a solid placeholder for Las Vegas if Garoppolo remains injured.